Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and this is complete master class on VMware vSAN 9. So in this course we are going to learn vSAN from absolute beginner level to advanced, and also we are going to see the real world production scenarios with the full hands-on lab demonstration. So we will not just going to talk about the theory. We will build everything step by step exactly like you would do in the real enterprise environment. So by end of this course you will be able to design, deploy, manage, troubleshoot and scale your vSAN cluster with the confidence. So let's start with the very basic. So what is vSAN? So let's start with the basic. As I said, so vSAN stand for basically virtual storage area network. It is a software defined storage solution which is built in directly with the into a VMware ESXi. So instead of using traditional storage like SAN or NAS, vSAN uses the local disk of ESXi host and combine them to a shared data store. So instead of buying expensive storage array, you can use the standalone servers and a disk to create a powerful scalable storage system. So real world example, imagine a company running 20 virtual machine. Traditionally they would need basically need a SAN storage or a SAN device which is costing is uh, very much, and the SAN storage are very expensive, and you need to build the SAN fabric infrastructure and all those things. So with SAN with vSAN they can use internal SSD of or NVMe disk inside the servers and create the same functionality at much lower cost. So benefit of basically using the vSAN: cost saving, no extra storage is needed. As I said, high performance especially with NVMe and SSD, easy scalability and basically downgrading which you can do, which we are going to cover in this basically course, and tight integration with VMware and policy based management. So these are the some benefit using the vSAN. So let me show you quickly how the vSAN environments look like. So this is my lab environment which we are going to deploy throughout this course together. So I have a 3 node vSAN cluster. If I show you, this is LHO-vSAN prod cluster, and if I go to configure and go to vSAN and fault domains, you should be able to see we got 3 standalone hosts which is participating in cluster. And if I go to disk management, you should be able to see we got 3 nodes and all servers having 3 disks. And let me show you one of the ESXi hosts. So each ESXi host has 3 disks basically, which is participating in vSAN data store. So my first disk is for ESXi operating system, 100 gig is for caching, and 400 gig for capacity. So this is the disk which I have on my all ESXi host. So as I said, 3 host, 9 claim disk are participating as a local providing the local data store for the ESXi. So external SAN, and this is the shared SAN. Basically ESXi host local disks are being used as a vShare shared data store. So let me show you the data store also. If I go to data store management, so you should be able to see here vSAN data store, which is approx 2.30 terabyte in size, and we got 2 virtual machine also running in the this vSAN environment. So this is what basically vSAN stands for and how the vSAN works in the production environment. So now let's go ahead and see the vSAN architecture deep dive. So now let's understand how the vSAN works internally. So vSAN has 2 main components. One is disk group. So each ESXi host contribute storage through disk group, and a disk group combines of one cache disk, SSD or NVMe, and one or more capacity disk, which can be a NVMe, SSD or HSD. So in my environment, all capacity and cache disk I'm using NVMe, and but production environment you can create a cache disk on NVMe because NVMe is little bit expensive, and you can add capacity disk as SSD. And then then you get the vSAN data store. So all disk on all hosts are combined into a single data store, which I have shown you in my environment. So storage policy, instead of manually managing storage, vSAN uses policy example number of disk failure tolerate, which is FTT, and red level such as red 0, 1, 5 and 6. So real life example, you can consider a banking application need high availability. You can ensure FTT2, basically two fault tolerance, which is data is replicated across multiple hosts. So let me show you policy also. So if I go to my vCenter, and if I go to policy and profiles and go to basically storage policy component, not here, basically let me go to storage policy. So if I go here, you should be able to see vSAN default storage policy. So you can see the FTT is configured to one failure, red 1 mirroring, and you can see number of disk strip 1. And if I go, I'll show you this. These two machines are participating in this compliant as per this policy, and storage compliant, you should be able to see vSAN data store, which is coming from my vSAN cluster nodes, is compliant to this policy. So this is how you can basically manage your policy from single configuration across your all ESXi host. And let me show you one more thing. So if I go to basically any of virtual machine, let me show you the data config, and let's go to monitor. And if I show you the vSAN configuration physical displacement, you should be able to see what is configured here. So if I group component by host placement, you should be able to see I have hard disk, which is compliant, and VM2 is also compliant. So virtual machine swap file is compliant, and then we have a component also which is related to this virtual machine compliant. So we have this compliant across all three ESXi hosts. You can see these are the local NVMe disk which is participating in the data store. So everything looks healthy, and our data and virtual machine swap file, everything is compliant. So this is how basically vSAN works at the backend to make sure your infrastructure is healthy. And this data which is travel through for the vSAN network traffic, this is going to be have a dedicated network. So if I show you, I have a dedicated network in each ESXi host. I have two NIC which is participating in vSAN data traffic. So this is, you can see vSAN data which I have created in my demo environment, and these are the two. If I show you, go to host and go to configure, and then I'll go to VM kernel adapter. So you should be able to see I have two vSAN NIC which is configured to local basically standard switch, and services enable is vSAN. So this is how the overall vSAN works in the cluster environment. So you got the cache disk and capacity disk, and you got the replication for the host from the host to host based on dedicated network traffic which has enabled vSAN traffic. So now let's understand the vSAN requirements. So this is very important thing. Before we build a lab, let's understand the requirements. So hardware requirement, minimum host 2, recommended 3 or more hosts in a vSAN cluster. So but with minimum 2 you can create, and SSD and NVMe for cache, hard disk or SSD for the capacity disk. Minimum recommended minimum 1 gig you can use for the vSAN traffic, but in the production environment it is always recommended to 100 gig, basically 10 gig and 25 gig for the basically which is for better performance. And software requirement, you need a ESXi server, you need a vSAN license, and you need a vCenter server. So networking side, vSAN requires a dedicated network for vSAN traffic, and VM kernel port must be enabled the vSAN traffic, which I have already showed you here. So these are the some prerequisites to deploy a vSAN infrastructure, and you should have always a significant RAM and memory. So now throughout this course I'm going to cover these are the topic which I'm going to cover in vSAN course. So what is vSAN, SAN architecture deep dive, vSAN requirement, which going to be discussed. So these three things, topic 1 2 3, I have covered in this video. And next video we are going to build your vSAN lab on laptop or desktop. So then we center appliance deployment, data center and cluster creation, configure networking for vSAN, enable vSAN cluster step by step. So these are the complete task, 30 tasks which I have decided to cover inside this vSAN course. So stay tuned, and I highly recommend go ahead and watch all the videos as part of this course. So you should be basically going to be a expert in vSAN. So uh, you now have to complete the complete knowledge about the vSAN. After completing this course, you should have a complete knowledge about the vSAN from the beginner to expert level. You can basically, you should be able to do deploy vSAN, configure policy, scale cluster, downgate cluster, vSAN cluster, handle real production environment, and practice this in your lab so you will be ready for the real world implementation. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe me for more videos, and if you have any query, any question related to this, you can always post to me. My given mail IDs. Thank you once again. Bye bye.